instance, hip hop. Hip hop has done more damage to black and brown people than racism in the last 10 years.
For the right wing, the boogeyman has always been hip hop.
Rap teaches a lot. It's one of the most ultimate teaching tools. Teaches you how to dance, teaches you how to dress, teaches you how to talk, teaches you how to walk, teaches you how to think. It's ridiculously capable, right? It can teach you politics, right? Teach you who to vote for. It's a teaching tool.
Sadly, dinosaurs on that side of the aisle just can't see it for the bigger picture.
Let me tell you about a song that no one has protested, that we certainly are not talking about at this table, called F the Police by NWA.
And they have shown time and time again, they'll never get it.
This is the problem with the United States. There's no leadership. A leader would say, police brutality is an oxymoron. There are no brutal police. The minute you become brutal, you're no longer the police. So what we're dealing with out here, we're not dealing with police. We're dealing with a federally authorized gang.
KRS-One, New York's finest, puts it in perspective.
So what's with all the hoods and the hizzy? A month after the White House hosted the rapper Common, who glorifies violence on cops, the president opened his doors to one of Africa's most evil dictators. Here is Ali Bongo, the Gabonese president, who's been accused of human rights violations and plundering billions of his country's dollars.
An incredible pivot from Fox News. Meanwhile,
a lot of human beings that are being overlooked, a lot of human beings that are being ostracized and felt like they should be less than because of either color or religion or whatever, their sexual choice, like if they may be from the LGBTQIA community. It's a lot of just pushing people aside in a way. And I need to speak up. I'm a person that I have to speak up if I see any injustice or somebody being treated less than. A whole society is being treated less than. I feel like I'm a voice for a lot of human beings across our country.
that same network that tore into Common will never broadcast the Chicago MC's message, only a distorted one.
When I grew up, things were different. You know, there was a focus on family and community and church, and I think that, you know, we knew each other, and I'm not saying that the people in Uvalde don't know each other, but I think that's been robbed from us. Our culture has changed over the last 30 or 40 years, and there's been an attack on those things in particular, and I just think that kids are exposed to all kinds of horrible stuff nowadays too. I look back and I think about the horrible stuff that they hear when they listen to rap music, the video games that they watch from a really early age.
In the wake of the Uvalde massacre, Texas Rep. Ronnie Jackson blamed rap music.
That pain plays a huge role in the process. It's that's the fire from which the fuel comes. It is I don't know. It's about, like, I dance on that line where, how people say it's darkest before the dawn. Yeah. Or just in art, in visual art, like the darkest point is the point at which darkness and light meet. You know what I mean? It's both the darkest and the brightest. So that's the line. Like that's sort of where I live as an artist. And just over time, just growing to understand that position more, and that's sort of what I play, So probably my happiest music and the brightest, most meaningful, impactful stuff that I write comes from that place of pain.
Vilifying these MCs for being storytellers, creatives, entrepreneurs is straight bigotry, cosplaying as intelligence from Jackson and the Magasphere. It's a preposterous position to take.
Somehow in today's society, if you sing about respecting police, the flag, and each other, it's a dog whistle for some nefarious intent. Common Sense also pulled up a few rap song lyrics talking about killing cops, raping pregnant women, assassinating presidents.
Typical. Beyond typical. Let's go deeper than what Boomer News associates hip-hop with.
Schemers are kind of worldviews, kind of conceptual frames cognitively of how you view the world, how you pursue through it, right? And run after purpose, right? You do that in certain ways, in certain paths, based on what your kind of fundamental schemas are. But these schemas are constantly being changed as you interface with different types of information and different types of experiences, peoples, places.
The composition, the structure is outlined by Chicago great Lupe Fiasco, but they won't hear this. Instead,
So I'm giving you my opinion. It says he's not an artist, he's a thug, and I'm entitled to it.
We all suffer tragedy. We all are going to go through tragic events in life, and you know, it's going to usually affect you in one of two ways. You know, it can drive you to self-destruction. You know, or it can drive you. It can work as a motivator. I mean, I use my experiences in the same way that, you know, some of the artists that you probably have in mind do. But I mean, I feel like it's more of I use it more as a tool, and as a motivational tool than exploit it. You know?
I got you.
this is someone O'Reilly and the like would label that slur, Black Thought of the Roots, who's not seen as the man he is, a genius lyricist.
It's a hatred of a civilization deemed too white and male. It grew out of the tragic pendulum swing within the Black civil rights movement that was for so long striving for the ideals that America was itself violating. And then it all swung past, and you got the oppositional culture of the ghetto and hip hop that came up, that now all that striving for bourgeois normalcy is gone, and you have the glorification of gangster culture, which is tragic.
Heather McDonald, a known racist, said this of the genre.
We're living in some times that's the craziest. They say these legislators are the laziest. Dedicated religious figures have gone atheist. Each and everything must change. There's no escaping this. I'm on a block, post-apocalyptic smoke covers, coincidentally presented by the Koch brothers. The magnitude of this is bigger than the both of us. The attitude is trying to manage not to choke from it. Go and get the bolt cutters. Open the floodgate. Any relationship I've ever been in was love-hate. The city I was living in really never was safe. For some, a temporary resolution was duct tape. Now, I'ma probably be on the blacklist, but I don't give a so I'ma shrug like Atlas. And if my skepticism was a brand new practice, would y'all be disappointed like you just got catfished? It's cold-blooded. I'm wholeheartedly cold-hearted and swole from it. The same unseen hand still in control of it. I should be minding my own like it's a gold nugget, but I'm on that same bull just on a lower budget, waiting on change that been low. Till the day after tomorrow, I sit by the window in the police state like your man Michael Winslow. My kinfolk told me there's a brand new Jim Crow. I've been going to bed at 10, up at 5, hustle to the bus and ride to the job. It's feeling hot as the 4th of July. My lady just getting home. We living separate lives. She couldn't be one of those Stepford wives if she tried. They shot my cousin. He died. It wasn't justified. I guess I'll see him if I make it to the other side. The corner deli owner tell me hurry up and buy. If everybody is somebody, tell me who am I? The same figure who came from Anguilla, ain't nothing different. I think I'm addicted to pain killer. I'm unpermitted to enter the village of Shangri-La. I'm depicted as being a killer that's dangerous, huh? Half dozen in one hand, 6 in the other. Yo, this is more than a suntan, it's living color. Black as oblivion, black as obsidian, black as the sky at midnight out to meridian. I am black as the portrait with Diddy, Tupac, and Biggie in. Black as the influence on the culture we living in. I survived the Chitlin circuit, vaudevillain, managed to inspire the Beatles and Bob Dylan them. But did I miss the mark because I'm just as dark as John Henry Clark's inner thoughts at the time of the Harlem Renaissance? After which, rights activists deviated the flight path to black ratchetness, putting us back smack dab where night catches us. We just go along for the ride. Passengers, gluttons for punishment, masochists, still doing whatever master asked of us. Will this generation go down as the last of us? We're being young men while black was hazardous?
There's a reason why so many on the right attack hip-hop. And it's because on its surface, it can be an easy way to criticize, lament, and scapegoat. It is also not a dog whistle, but a bullhorn when they are signaling to their base and who watches their stuff. That essentially leads to a gateway of malfeasance on the parts of different right-wing networks. For me personally, as Lupe said, and why I included it in this piece, it was an educational tool. It was a front row seat to problems that I might not see firsthand, but I'm given the knowledge to understand is happening. It is a worldview that, as we have seen over the years, our textbooks in some of our classrooms did not educate us on. I mean, I remember over the pandemic when Tom Hanks even said he didn't know about the Tulsa massacre. I have learned about things that I would have never known if it wasn't for godlike MCs putting them in their rhymes. I mean, you see the collection here, there's plenty more in the closet. These are some of my inspirations. These also have educated me on the political movements, the struggles, as some would call it, a beautiful struggle. I would also say there are different parts of the world that simply were not represented, but that some put in their rhymes, and then it leads you to think like, wait, what did he mean by that? And considering now that we're a Google search away, it makes it that much easier to learn and understand. One other thing Lupe said when he was talking about composition and structure of rhymes is the ability to surprise the consumer. And one of the things that could simply lead to anybody who was listening to the intricacies of some of their favorite lyricists is not understanding what they are saying or a catchphrase, and then having that be etched into your memory once you learn the definition or understand it. Throughout time, it seems like there are so many who align with the MAGA movement and what have you, and even some liberals, who will think that these are problems when really they're simply just not listening.